Maybe you've heard of personal knowledge management. What's this? It's when you actually have a system for noting tasks, meetings, whom you have seen, what have you talked about, etc. This is personal knowledge management, the system for noting things that happen and you have to do in your day, but also a system to review and retrieve information, and it's called sometimes PKM, not personal knowledge management, but you get the idea. Oops, let's make some coffee. Cheers! You might be tempted to try personal knowledge management if you have a lot of tasks, or maybe you run a lot of projects simultaneously and you have to constantly switch contexts. It could help you get better organized, especially if you're a lawyer, because what I have described right now, it's basically standard lawyer work. And also gathering information, also making connections between ideas, etc. Standard lawyer work. And so, if PKM sounds like something that could help you, the second thought would be probably, but which application to do PKM to choose from? Because lawyers have special needs. Lawyers cannot put data into the cloud. Lawyers cannot host data in some strange country, no. Which personal knowledge management tool to choose? You know, I am asking because there's a lot of them. You have Rome Research, Obsidian, Logseq, Reflect, Heptabase, Capacities, and I have just named a few. Remnote, maybe. There was also something called mem.ai, but it basically evolved into a chat application. Yeah, there's a lot of them, and which one to choose? Well, if you're a lawyer, I would choose Logseq. And that's why. It's not the most popular, you might say, and you will be right. The most popular would be either Notion or maybe Obsidian, but Notion is stored in a cloud, and Obsidian, well, I think that Obsidian is not really suited for legal work, which I will explain in just a couple of minutes. If I was a lawyer, I would choose Logseq because, first of all, it is open source. And so you can read the code if you want. You will know whether there's some strange behavior of the application. You will know whether they track where you put your cursor or not. You will know whether they gather information or not. You know, open source is cool. You know, if your client says, but you are using some kind of a proprietary software, you might say, no, I'm using open source software. The second advantage of Logseq, number 2, would be that it stores information by default in a normal file format, which is text files, markdown files, .md, and it stores them on your local machine. So basically, you don't send data to the cloud. And you also don't have to pay for using the application, because if you store those files on your computer, basically you just download the application from their website, you install it, and it works. You just point it to the folder in which you will have your files. Done! The third aspect that makes Logseq ideal for lawyers will be it's very, very, very powerful PDF management, and especially the possibility to read a long PDF document and annotate it. When you create those comments, those annotations, they are linked to places in the PDF. And so if one day you are reviewing those notes, when you click on your last comment, it will point exactly where in the document was the paragraph or maybe the page you were interested by, and you made this comment. So very, very powerful. By the way, neither Obsidian nor Notion have such powerful PDF annotation and PDF reading components, and so Logseq very, very good at this. There is also another PKM application called Heptabase, which has also a very powerful PDF reader. The fourth advantage of Logseq for lawyers would be that if one day you need to synchronize it with your tablet maybe, or maybe with your smartphone, you will have this possibility and it will be end-to-end encrypted. And so your client's data will be always safe because encrypted. And last but not least, number 5. If you travel a lot, Logseq by default is making use of your offline data, which is stored on your computer. And so you don't have the problem that you don't have Wi-Fi and suddenly you don't have access to your data, because you will have access to your data stored locally on your machine. You will be able to write things inside of Logseq while on the train or on the plane, and it will get synchronized later. So if I was a lawyer, I would choose Logseq for my personal knowledge management needs. And if you need more information about Logseq, just write a comment. I will answer and explain to you why this is an excellent personal knowledge management tool, not only for lawyers, but also for lawyers. Thanks for your attention, and see ya! Last but not least, Logseq is an outliner, and outliners are excellent.